Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Fortnite Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 in the Northeast and ending with Team 2 in the Southwest. Starting off with Team 1's regardless player, then going south and then northwest, we have in Light Oak Tan, Team 1's Legend of Lord 2. He is an Aeon for this match as a 1600. To his south, we have in Batman Gray Nomander as an Aeon as well. He is a 2300. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. To his south, we have in Lightish Red Pink another Aeon for Team 1. He is Azuros. He is a 2200 for Team 1. To his west, we have in Royal Blue the 7th player of Glen Luke. He is a 1200. To his northwest, we have in Orange Color Orange, blending in with his environment, it is Dr. Fuzzle. He is, Fuzzy. He is a Cybern as a, again, 1200. And last but not least, here for Team 1 in Ruby Red, it's Quantum Typhoon. That would be very difficult to deal with, being an in and out of state constantly. He is a 1200 as well. Again, he is a Cybern. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 3 Aeons on the eastern side, a Seraphim in the middle, and 2 Cyberns to the north, making Team 1 not have access to UEF tech. Starting off with Team 2's regular side player, and then going north and then southeast, we have in Rust, Team 2's regular side player of Robert. He is the one and only UEF of the game at 1600 rating. To his north, we have in Imperial Gray the Aeon player of Dimitri 11. He is a 2100. He is the highest rated player on Team 2. To his north, we have in Pac-Man Yellow the Seraphim of Smithers. He is a 1700. In Stitch Blue, to his southeast, we have Razana. He is a Cybern. He is a 1500. To his southeast, we have in Chevy Crimson the Aeon of Babel. He is a 1500. And rounding out Team 2's lineup, we have in Regal Purple, Tetra as a Seraphim as a 1200. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have at least one of each of the factions with the only UEF on Team 2. They also have 2 Aeons and 2 Seraphim. So Team 1 heavy Aeon and a couple of Cyberns and 1 Seraphim versus a little bit more of a mixed bag, but they still have 2 Aeons and 2 Seraphim, but 1 Cybern and 1 UEF. And for these 12 players on the map, let's take a look how much recon they have to scoop up. Currently sitting at, drumroll please, 212,000 mass. That is almost enough for a game ender. That is an absolute metric ton of reclaim. I really don't want to do the math in my head. So let's say it's probably about 17,000 mass per player. Just an absolute monster of reclaim. Coincidentally enough, not a lot in the middle of the map surrounding the central pond, but there's a lot on the middle to outskirts of the map. That is just so much reclaim to scoop up. And the map does have a decent amount of mixes here. Looking at Team 1 side of the map, there is, I'm going to call it a 6-star mix over here. Looks like it's going to go to Azuros. There's also a 5-star mix with a distant cousin right there next door for probably either, looks like Nomander or Legend Lore is going to grab that. And then in the western side of the map, we have Quantum Typhoon has a Trimix, and as well does Dr. Fuzzle. And that's really the main grouping of mixes. There also are one-offs kind of dotted around the main landmass. But 6-star mixes plus a couple of tri-mixes, definitely worth going after. And there are a decent amount of middle mixes to grab as well, of course, on both sides of the map. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at where our players are spreading out here in this game. It looks like it's going to be 2 players for Team 2 in the southeast with at least 2 players for Team 1. Looks like the Rigard Airsoft player here for Team 1's Legend Lore is just going to sit there. Same thing with Robert. It is not a full 20 by 20 map. It's probably about a 19, maybe 18. Maybe 18 actually would be the better estimate. Maybe, I don't know. It's close enough. But it's a long walk to the middle of the map, so those players probably just going to stick with it in their main bases for at least a little bit. We do see in the west, Team 2, 2 players heading northward. Same thing for Team 1, 2 players headed that way. So even 2v2 in the northwest, 2v2 maybe if Glenn doesn't go to the water and sticks to the land. And then the middle and backline players here for both teams staying in their main bases. For now, I surmise they're going to be the either backup air player or the eco player, one or the other. First combat here between Team 2 and Team 1 over here to the northwest by a couple of Mantis versus a couple of Mantis. Some Cybran Civil Wars going on over there. In the southeast, no real expansion as of yet. Team 1's Zeros is slowly building. He's just claiming territory. He's not trying to blitz to the middle and then build backwards. He's essentially just building as he goes. I mean, 220,000 mass everywhere around the map. You're definitely going to just take the game a little bit slower in terms of expansion because you just got all that mass behind you and in front of you to scoop up. We do see that Team 1's Quantum Typhoon is actually spreading out quite nicely. Has a couple of Mantis, each of them guarding one mech just to be sure that A, their engineer is guarded, and B, just in case Team 2 sends an engineer out, they can easily kill it. T1 PD guarding this nice little land facility and a radar, and another one going to be, that's an anti-air gun, never mind. But Team 1 PD guarding a little bit of the center here for Team 2's Robert. He's actually dropped some units off to get a little bit more reclaim and get a couple more mexes because it looks like a lot of the mexes in the middle of the map went to both Dimitri 11 and Babel. He's trying to get a little bit more mass income, but it does look like T2 Air, T3 Air sub 8 minutes for Dimitri 11. He's spammed that thing up heavily quickly. And T2 still coming online here for Robert. Team 1, do you have T3 Air online? No, but you almost do. So Team 1's Legend Lore barely beat out by Dimitri 11 in the race for T3 Air first. In the east, more units starting to fan out from Tetra, and a couple of conga lines going down here for Babel, moving in to go after some perimeter mexes here for Azuros. Has some engineers. That's a decent grouping. A reclaim to grab. If those Aurora spot those units, that's a dead group of NGs, especially because there's already a Furfur there, and those units get caught not in a great position. We do see in the west a huge just run over here for Quantum Typhoon, if I can actually say his name correctly. It has now claimed the western-ish middle mexes here, but there are some Ilshis inbound. There's a couple of them, nothing too crazy. It is enough to maybe push back some of this army. There's a lot of hunters, but there are a lot of Mantis in general. So in terms of numbers, Team 1 will probably win that fight, but a lot of losses for them as well. T2 has been started here for Babel and gun online here for Glenn. Azuros has the sensor package and range upgrade on board, which gives him a little bit more view of what's going on the map. But again, not 20 by 20, but close to a 20 by 20 map like this, you can see the percent of the map he can see. And this isn't great. It's not bad, but it's definitely not as much as he probably would have liked. T1 Bombers over top just raiding the eastern side here. Corporal of T2 Blazes online. Did not go for the Obsidians. He just went for the more rapid response units. And of course they hover so they can't traverse the middle of the map. T2 Navy online for Team 2. It is Razana going for that. Would love to see some units walking around the map, but in a heavily land map like this, yeah, it's nice to have them, but I would prefer UEF or Seraphim cruisers just for their TAC missiles on board. Gun has been started in the west for Razana, as well as Nano Repair here for Smithers. He also has Gun and T2 online, so he's a pretty tanky comm right here, and he has a lot of spam factories next door to him. So he's able to respond quite easily to this aggression from Team 1's Quantum. And of course that, like I said, Gun coming online for Razana. There's a large group of Team 1 units here, but of course Dr. Fuzzy does have a decent amount of tickle cannons, and they are very good at taking out Team 1 units, so not really a good engagement with Team 2 on that western side. ASF starting to be expanded upon here for Team 1 and Team 2. Nothing too crazy. We're only 11.5 minutes in, so anybody who has some air power, it's nice, but it isn't super critical. Engineers being dropped off here for Smithers to get more and more reclaim, and everybody just constantly trying to reclaim as much as possible. Team 2 getting a little bit better into the deal by about 15 or so thousand mass, but again, nothing too crazy. Total mass does favor Team 1 though, but again, it's constantly back and forth. Team 1 of course is up, and the mass income at about 830 versus 760, 770. So, and then they jump to 900 randomly. So, again, the numbers are constantly jumping, probably reclaim related. So, I'd say at least 50 to 80 mass ahead for Team 1 with some reclaim per second added in there as well. Rhinos pushing back the Team 1 units from Dr. Fuzzy, but he is getting some shields and, of course, more PD online, and those tanks will eventually be tickled to death. Definitely an interesting way to go, and they're not going to stand there for long. Nano Repair coming online here for Razana has the stealth upgrade on board, of course. Nano Repair started for Glenn. He is Seraphim, so if he goes for advance, it's going to be super tanky. Of course, he can go for the region, or he could go for T2. Those are really only the two upgrades I see Seraphim players go for, so that'll be probably what he goes for. Maybe I think T2 would definitely be more important because he can at least push with PD or hold a lot easier. Attack missiles online here for Babel. Thought that was the comp, but it is not. Two of them, Serpentine. Of course, they actually do go back and forth, kind of like a serpent. They're going after some T2 mexes here. But Azurus has some volcanoes online, so those are going to get grabbed quite easily by him. So it denies the mexes, but it does look like a little bit more vulnerable to the north of the T1 Seraphim, or T2 Seraphim mexes for Glenn. In the east, Azurus is pushing, trying to grab the corner of the map down here. Team 2 has a little bit more stronger hold over it. And this game is starting to shift from a northeast versus southwest to a west versus east scenario. Team 1 desperately wanting to actually make it essentially a north and east versus southwest if they can grab both corners, but it's going to be a little bit hard to do that. Large amount of Team 1 spam to the north for Robert. He is the air player, and it's just spammed out a bunch of Team 1 artillery because why not? They are, of course, the Lobo variety. Just again, he's UEF, so that is what he would go with. The Medusa, if I remember correctly, have EMP weapons on board. They do have EMP weapons on board, which would be kind of nice to deal with more tankier units, but if your artillery shot kills off the unit in one shot, kind of don't have to worry about EMPing a dead unit. Nice little T3 off them online, and that's going to just rampage over everything. It does have a dual fire mode on board, so it's able to take out units pretty quickly, especially the Team 1, T2 variety. Mechs insta-shot by the main cannon on board that Otham. And now we see some T1 artillery action. But the Otham is starting to get swarmed here by a bunch of T1 units. Again, it is not invulnerable. It does have torpedoes, it's transportable, and it's amphibious. That's all it's got going for it. So it's not really a super versatile unit like the Brick is, for example, but it does have torpedoes, so that's better than nothing. Large group of units trying to run by. It gets spotted by Team 1. I don't think that was going to really get by Team 1's notice quite easily. They have been not even paying attention to anything up there, but it's not really too threatening. It's a long walk to the rear guard slot here for Legendlord, who's going for gun, surprisingly enough, not ass, which is definitely not what you would do with a player that's in the rear guard like that. In the east, we do see Nomander getting a nice little air grid expanded upon. Love to see that. Again, it is not super cascadable, but it is at an angle, so it kind of does dole a little. I don't know. Usually the boxy shapes are more susceptible versus the diagonal form, but you still have a P-Gen and a P-Gen in a line, so I don't know. You'd have to do some math or something to really figure out if it's actually worth it to build it in a box versus build it at an angle. But we'll see if it ends up being cascaded or not. But the main fire base here for Dr. Fuzzy gets destroyed by these couple of frigates, some Salems, and a nice little Siren AA cruiser. RAS has been started here for Robert. ARAS has been started here for Babel. Already has RAS on board, and T2 as well. We do see Dimitri 11 getting a nice little air grid online as well, going for just a whatever he wants to build shape rather than a defined square, angled thingamajiggy rectangle that Nomander is going for. But again, it is 2 air players versus 2 air players. One heavily focused on air, the second one not really as much, but still decently focused on it. Team 1 and Team 2 definitely a standoff in the southeast, and in the northwest, Team 2 has pushed back considerably. Team 1 had early gains, but they just could not keep it, and now Team 2 has the entire western edge of the map under their control. It has turned from a northeast to southwest to a west versus east kind of game. Gun speed coming online here for Legendlord. I think he's going to just hot drop in or something. If he goes for the shield upgrade, that's definitely going to happen. If he doesn't, maybe not. I highly doubt he's going to go for the quantum Oh, whatever, the one that stuns units. I forget what the name is off the top of my head. Maybe he'll build it, and I'll actually remember the name of it. But it's the thing that it sends a pulse out and EMPs most units, not all of them, but most of them. Harbingers running around here for Azuros. Babel finishes an experimental. He is an Aeon. Is it a giant tall boy? It is. It is the Colossus. He is desperately in need probably of some glasses. He can only see out of one eye. Doesn't have any depth perception, so he's got to just do things by touch rather than sight. A couple of PD are not going to stop this here from from Team 2. Smithers on Team 1's base for Quantum. I don't know if he would be the first casualty of the game. He's pretty close. There are some T2 artillery, and he does start to retreat. Definitely a smart play there. Looks like the comm is on a transport. Again, we saw him go for advanced range and speed on board, but no shield upgrade. Definitely he wouldn't have finished that this early. But look at all of the ASFs. Of course, the ASFs from Legend Lord coming in to shield his commander, but a lot of ASFs running back and forth for Nomander, making sure that no spy planes come anywhere nearby for him in Team 2 and the other side of the map as well. Monkey has been started for Dr. Fuzzy, and Legend Lord has dropped. I feel like at least the basic shield would be definitely better. He could easily get sniped being this far forward. Team 2 and Team 1 have had enough time to build some strat bombers, T2, T3 gunships, a bunch of T3 spam, just something to run roughshod over that comm. He just has to be careful. If he stays behind friendly units and he stays near somewhat some shield and AA coverage, he should be fine. Razana, of course, does have nano and gun, but those bricks are moving in, and Tentra is defeated by Azuros. He got just steamrolled by Azuros' Harbingers that we noticed earlier on, and we even see units inbound from Glenn to finish off the remaining forces for him on the front lines. The main base, though, is still fine, but Team 2 has suffered the first loss. Almost 20 minutes. Almost 20 minutes in this game. No one died. About maybe 15 seconds or so, maybe even 20. That would have been a 20-minute game with no deaths, but you just can't have it every single game. Of course, the Colossus either ignoring those Harbingers or doesn't see them. I would guess maybe, yeah, it doesn't see them, and is moving in to try to push back the front lines. There's not another group of Harbingers that are inbound, and I don't think they're going to have a fun day. Nope, no fun day there for them. And those Harbingers continuing to push. We'll see if Team 2 notices them. I don't see a lot of radars. There is one radar system, but does the range cover the edge of the map? Oh, it does. Okay, they'll see them. There they are. They're coming into range of those radars. So Team 2 should see them eventually and send some units to deal with it. But a couple of T2 mexes will go down. There's no way that that's going to happen. I feel winning, says Nomander. I mean, with an air grid like that, I mean, it's kind of hard not to. Multiple mass FAF farms going down. One of them not shielded, more for just spamming out power and mass. The other one, a little bit different. It's kind of a more mass fab. I'm assuming these are the mass storages variety. So still trying to cut down on the consumption of power, but mainly focused on, of course, I think upping up the central mass fab rather than just building out more of them. Yellow Army inbound here from Smithers. Dr. Fuzzy builds his experimental. I thought he was building a monkey. Oh, there it is. The monkey's over there. And Smithers builds an experimental. Is it a chicken? Oh, it's got to be a chicken. There it is. There's the chicken. Gotta love to see it. If only the player named Chicken would build chickens. If only. Anyway, Optim's pushing in. Both Quantum and Legend Lord 2 are over here. I think Quantum, if these units continue to push, will get that comm. Lots of Team 1 spam trying to be built in the Team 1 PD variety, but I highly doubt that's going to stop this. Legend Lord trying to make use of that advanced range comm. Does have 2-star veterancy and is at full HP. And Babel dies to Azuros. He got sniped by those Harbingers. Ooh. That's not great for Team 2. I think I'm going to split things because those Harbingers are still causing some mayhem down there. Gunships have been called in to intercept them. And Legend Lord does get nicely, not super saved, but, you know, decent save from this monkey, from Dr. Fuzzy. He looks like he had everything pretty much under control. His restorers are coming in to play nice, but I think he would have been perfectly fine. He probably would have been damaged a lot more for sure, but at the end of the day, he would have been alive still. And those Harbingers have been dealt with, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe mechs is taken offline, plus of course the kill both on Babel and Tetra, so a double kill for those Harbingers. Great job there. And again, those were units that he probably just threw in, saw the comm, went for it, got it, and just said, oh, I'll take the second kill. No worries there. Team 1 goes from a 6v6 game to a 6v4 game in their favor with those 2 deaths from the Harbingers. 23 minutes on the clock here. Like I said, Team 1, 6 players. Team 2, 4 players. Team 2 does have the highest mass income player in terms of eco. That is 810 for Robert, but he also has triple base, while Team 1's Nomad has 1 base and a lot of extra mass fabs, and then looks like a Zeros is right behind him at 550. So the income's relatively staying about the same. Team 1 barely in the lead, but not by much. I'd say 50 or so mass per second. The total mass is, again, very, very close, so nothing too crazy in that regard. Gun has been started here for Quantum, and T3 has been started for Fuzzy. And let me know down in the comments, and of course Nuke has been started here for Warboat as well. But again, let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And thank you so very much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying your Saturday, the day that this video is released. I'm recording it on Friday. I'm glad that work is over for the week and I can relax, hang back, and record some videos for everybody to enjoy. Does look like Team 2 trying to eke out a nice little lead on the mass income, but again, very much fluid in terms of who actually has the lead. And in terms of front lines, Team 1 has lost the chunk, but Team 2's player of Razana gets killed off by a Monkey Lord as I'm essentially looking at it, but not really looking at it. Team 2 has lost half of their players at 24 minutes. The APM is going to slowly eat them alive if Team 1 continues to just steamroll, not steamroll, but at least just keep on the pressure. There is a defense satellite online for Robert, so going into the long-range, air quotes, game there. I say air quotes because, yes, it's long range in terms of control, but not long range in terms of location on the map towards what they're shooting at. It's not like artillery where you fire it on one corner and it lands in another corner. It's you build the satellite location, you fly it across the map, and then you laser it relatively right next to whatever. So it looks like they're going after T3 mexes. For Glenn, I feel like this would be a better target. Most of the pigeons are shielded for the most part. There are a couple of them that definitely need some additional coverage, but for the most part, the vulnerable structures are the air facilities. Those don't cascade, so if you can't shield one thing, don't shield your air facilities, shield your pigeons. Nano repair has been started here after the stealth upgrade done for Quantum. His base is not looking good, but of course he is still alive, so that's better than nothing. And Legendlord actually reclaiming all of the units nearby. It actually would be nice to get Quantum back online in terms of masking him. He's only at 18 and probably should focus more on getting his eco back online rather than going for Nano, but of course he does want to survive, so I definitely understand that. He'll probably stop at Nano and then just reclaim. Robert, you have my stuff, says Razana. Oh, yeah, he does have his stuff. It is a triple base for him, and in the east, Harbingers have come to roost once again. T1 PD and T2 being spammed up. Galactic Colossus is kind of suffering some interesting hit point deficiencies there. It needs to get some vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B12, B6, all the different vitamins, biotin something. Get that health back online. Chicken has been downed by Team 1, and those PD have dealt with most of the Harbingers, but most of those engineers have been dealt with as well, so not really going to have a fun day. I'm interested enough to see how close the shield is, because it looked like the Harbinger was actually being shot at by this PD from inside the shield, but it looks like it wasn't that as widespread as I thought it was. I don't know. That would be a nice, interesting test, because obviously if you're underneath the shield, you can shoot the stuff underneath the shield, but does a Harbinger's AoE shield coverage thingamajig, does it allow for a unit or PD to actually sit in it and actually fire at the unit? That'd be an interesting thing to test out. But look at this. Again, Team 2 has the western side. Team 1 has the eastern side. The difference being Team 1 has 6 players. Team 2 has 3 players. Looks like Smithers has control of the front lines in the north. And then, of course, the air power for Dimitri 11. And then the remaining things for Robert. He still has a couple of Harbingers he's dealing with. Team 1's a Zeros really pumping those things out and really just throwing squads at Team 2 and doing very well for himself in that regard. We do see he's also sitting at 800 mass income. I feel like Nomander should be sitting at higher than that, considering it was flip-flop before, but maybe power stall, question mark? No, he's fine there, so I wonder, huh, interesting. Anyway, in the north, large brick wall forming, trying to stop Team 2's advance, and engineers, of course, reclaiming all over the place. Lightning tanks leading the charge against bricks. Definitely would not recommend that. Chicken coming online, but it's heavily wounded. That's just going to die to brick fire immediately. 1, 2, 3 satellites plus a nuke here for Robert. He's in it for the long game. He's playing, sorry, not in it for the long game. He's playing for the long game. And it's not probably going to be good here for Team 1 if they don't get that under control. Satellites are over here. Looks like the mixes are being targeted for Legend Lore's situation. What in the world do we have over here? Not even 30 minutes on the clock here for this game. I like how the emitter gets immediately targeted. Good play that. The Paragon gets denied immediately. Another emitter goes absolutely. I mean, those satellites go absolutely not. Emitter will actually be finished, but Team 2 definitely aware of what's going on for Team 1. They definitely know what's going on up there. Nuke has been spotted by Nomander. It is done. Team 1 does not have any SMD coverage. There is one over there, and there is one in this base here for Azuros. There's not one for Glenn. There is one for Nomander. That one will load in time. That one over here has already loaded, and then there isn't anything over here. So the best bet would actually just be target Dr. Fuzzy, take out his base, maybe kill him as well, but it would weaken the entire northern side for Team 1, and then you could push in with the land forces and try to just keep pushing. Essentially what's happened down here, but in reverse, except with a nuke and not Harbingers. That being the difference. Anyway, down here in the south, Colossus and Monkey trying to intercept the Chicken and Colossus. Again, that Colossus severely damaged, but is getting 85 hit points a second back, and there is a Fat Boy, so Team 1's going to be a little bit more hesitant trying to push in with the Fat Boy online. Lots of air power for Team 2 and Team 1. Dimitri 11 sitting at 300. Wow, that's a lot of ASFs. 388 at 30 minutes. Man, these players are just pumping out stuff. Team 1's Nomander sitting at, that's probably about, what, 300? Oh, no. No. More than that. 413 gunships, and then 3 bingo on fuel. And then Legend Lore, is he just donating all of his ASFs over? Maybe. They're both Aeon. That probably would make sense. And he does have a couple of shockers online to try to bomb something out of existence, which, you know, nice target there. Nice target there. And that's about it. And that's the 3rd satellite online for Team 2's Robert, going for his 4th. Dimitri 11 builds another experimental, and I feel like maybe those satellites should come back to base and deal with this, because it's kind of concerning. There's even Harbingers. Those units have been transferred over to Glenn. He's going to micro the land forces there, and it looks like Azuros is on to other things. Artillery done for him as well. That's going to get a lot of shielding. Love that. Of course, I would love a shield right here to get some efficiency for that PGen, but he's getting more and more shielding. I love that. He built his artillery. He built his 4 T3 PGens, and he's just building shielding and continuing to build it. Love that. Love it. Air grid has been targeted, and it is somewhat cascadable. This chunky part a little bit. This section of the map not as much. There's one linchpin here, so it's not as bad, but air facilities are going down. Colossi are being built and standing by for orders. Nuke is about to load. Is it going to fire immediately? Hasn't been given the order to as of yet, but it could be. Team 1 up here to the north. The SACUs are being targeted by the satellites, trying to take out some mass income for Nomander. Nomander sitting at 600. Azuros at 1K. Dimitri at 1.1K. And again, the mass lead for Team 1 not that high comparatively, given the fact that we see numbers like this. And it's partly driven by the fact that Quantum Typhoon just got his teeth kicked in and is trying to scale back up. Paragon has been started once again in the same spot. So Team 1 Sorry, Team 2 definitely probably knows what it is. What are you doing with the satellites? Why target max? Look at that patrol order. Jeez. There's different. Oh, okay, never mind. As I say something, looking at your patrol order, you just move all your ASFs to somewhere. I see how it is. No matter. I see how it is. Of course, Robert has tactical Billy Nuke and RAS, and is not doing anything with it. I mean, he has it just in case, I guess, but it's not really worth it to have it if you don't actually use it. The RAS you're going to use, the Billy Nuke is questionable. Not satellite, sorry. Restore is pulling back here for Team 1's air player of Legend Lore, stacking up next to his shocking amount of shockers. 20, almost 2 squadrons of them. Definitely concerning. And there's another group of them over here. Wow, Team 1 is just going to bomb Team 2 out of existence. That's essentially 3 squadrons of bombers. That is not great. That's the nuke dead. That's these dead. That's the air grid that's already dead. There's that. I don't know if that's game ending, but that's definitely going to hurt. And the shields are strong enough to withstand 3 satellites here from Team 2, so nothing really to worry about at that point. Again, don't stop building shielding. Looks like he's going to build a second one and just keep expanding upon it. Love that. And he has shields. Engineers dedicated to shields, engineers dedicated to PGens, and he's going to have, of course, engineers dedicated to the actual artillery emplacement. Love that. Just because you're building shields and PGens and you're getting stuff ready to go. Love to see it. Those shockers looks like transferred over to Nomander. 47. There's almost 4 squadrons of those things. You're going to get to 50 and then launch? Because that's, again, a shocking amount of shockers. Robot never makes satellites again, says Smithers. I mean, they are causing some economic damage, and they're not going to pierce the shielding. They're targeting SMDs, which actually, in this case, might actually work. Because if the SMD goes down, so goes the artillery. There isn't a backup SMD anywhere. So that might actually work. If the shields go down, looks like some more shields are being built. Azeros does recognize what's going on. The shield has broken, and the SMD... if the shields don't get online here shortly... they should be T2, not T3. Oh, that's definitely a little bit choice construction there. It might finish. Oh, the emitter gets targeted. Nice move by Robert and takes out the SMD. Is the nuke launched immediately? Is it launched immediately? It's going to launch immediately. Look at that. Team 2. Nice grab there. There goes the... Oh, there go the shockers. That's not great for Team 2. Shields moving on to more vulnerable targets. Lots of PGens and mass fabs vulnerable to nukes. And that second artillery piece is actually been stopped because Azeros knows. Azeros knows. He's like, it's not worth it. 4 satellite online, and those shockers are inbound. And there is nothing that's going to stop them. Couple of AA, but not enough. Oh, that's not the speed I want it to be at. Again, 4 artillery pieces, 4 satellites, 5th one coming online, and nuke about to load once again. Looks like he's going to fire it again immediately, thinking that maybe the first one will actually not land, but it does land. We're going to witness the glory of it. Kaboom! Can't stop a nuke with a shield, and those shockers are inbound. The ASFs, they're going to have a fight over Team 2 side of the map. It's going to happen. There's no way it doesn't. And those strap bombers annihilate that fat boy. There was no way that was getting out of danger. 3 Colossi, a nuke, and a Monkey Lord walk into a bar. Secondary nuke going further back to where Azeros is. Azeros, I think, knows he's in danger, and he's actually just getting ripped apart by all of his all those satellites from Robert. He's doing a lot of damage. Shield comes back online. That's going to save that mass fab. But still, nukes have retreated. Oh, there they are down here. That's just so many ASFs. So many ASFs. I thought we were going to see a big air fight. What's up with that? What's up with that, game? No big air fight? Sad. Team 1 and Team 2 kind of just thinned out on numbers in the middle. Team 1 is pushing a little bit more than Team 2, but they look like they're conglomerating. 1, 2, 3, 4 chickens for Team 2. 2 crabs. The chickens will win that fight. And it looks like the facilities for Robert are still online, which is very funny. Those look like some restorers running around taking out some T3, T2 mexes here for Team 2. And it looks like the SMD either loaded in time, which I highly doubt, but I don't see the nuke anymore. Oh, there's this SMD. Okay, this one must have loaded in time, and it barely clipped it. Also, this one could have loaded. So there are a couple of backup SMDs, and that might have been the death of Azuros there. But looks like the SMDs came in just in time. I just didn't notice those two. I noticed that there wasn't one there. Is there any updates on the Paragon for Team 1? It's in the yellow. It's about 50%. Nomander and Legend Lord building it. Love to see that cooperation there between those players just to get that thing online faster. Because sooner Paragon means sooner Salvations, Colossi, Donuts, whatever you want to build. It doesn't even matter. You could build anything that you have access to. It's not an infinite amount of mass, but it's a lot. It's a lot of mass. Team 2, are you building anything spicy? Ooh. 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 Love to see it. The T4 game ender that is the Maybor. Love it, love it, love it, and love it. And the 5th satellite is almost online. But the nuke actually gets control K'd. The Pigeon goes down. I don't know if he control K'd that one or not. And there's no bomb nearby or no indication that it was destroyed. It does look like this took some damage, so... there's one... No, there isn't really any wreckage to indicate that there was a lot of action down here, so that had to have been Control K. Anyway, couple of experimentals emerged from the water. Team 2's naval facility that didn't really see a lot of action get wiped out. But the aircraft carriers, though, they're gone due to the, again, hordes of strat bombers from Nomander, and Azuros helped out with that too. Down to 44, was probably 50 at the time of movement initially from the main storage area. That is just the ground. Again, I'm just waiting for the air fight to happen. Bombers are inbound. That Colossus, I will say this again, is going to just get insta-wiped by all of those. Did not even stand a chance. But actually a decent chunk of those strat bombers actually get shot by a couple of AA emplacements. So, granted, again, one Colossus dead immediately. Definitely going to put Team 1 in a better position. Couple of crabs down here. They're moving in to intercept. At least something. Where YOLO, says Robert. Where YOLO? What? Oh, he's talking about maybe Team 2 is building a YOLO somewhere else. I don't see one. I don't see one. And... Oh, at 75%, the YOLO. Ooh, so we have a Paragon for Team 1 and a Maybor and a YOLO for Team 2. And again, as I will state this in every game that has multiple game enders on the same team, make a decision and build one together. Don't have two people building one at the same time, building one each. Have the two players build one and then move to the other one. It builds it faster. Nuke is outbound from somebody. Oh, from Team 2's sub-nuke. It's a plan B, but there should be a lot of SMD coverage. So what is it going to take out? That one does not load in time. It's going north. This base does have an SMD. It's going to get denied. Should have been nuked earlier on if it wanted to actually land. Unfortunate, but I do love the fact that it was there, and some torpedo-based weapon systems on board the Othams do deal with that quite nicely. And the Colossi and Chicken trying to do some work, but get stopped by a line of Ravager fire. And those bombers, they went after the crab, it looks like. They wiped that off the map. But most of those bombers do get, of course, wiped out in the sky as well. Team 1 does have some presence on the shoreline, but two Colossi not really going to stop it. Looks like bombers are going in for another pass. They know they're pretty much dead anyways. The crab goes down. Looks like the SMD is the target. I don't think Team 1 has a nuke, but they're going to take it out anyways. ASF, of course, coming to wipe out the rest of whatever remains in the air in that quadrant. But again, the air fight has to be coming. Team 1 sitting at 500 plus ASFs with 88 bingo on fuel, so almost 600. And Team 2's Dimitri sitting at 500 with 1 bingo on fuel, coincidentally enough. So it's 1,000 ASFs in the game. I don't think we'll get to the 1,500 we saw in that other game. But that was a lot of ASFs. Give Para when done, says Nomander. The Paragon is almost done. Look at it. Ooh, look at it. Love to see it. I haven't seen a Paragon in a long while. And oh, the YOLO is done. I repeat, the YOLO is done. 39 minutes on the clock here, and the first game ender is completed and is loading. Satellites have pinpointed that Paragon. Build shields, build shields, build shields. Don't assist YOLO, says Dimitri. Why not? Why not assist the YOLO? What's up with that? Hmm? He's doing that as... Wait, that doesn't make sense. What? He says don't assist YOLO, and he's doing that as well? I don't get it. Oh, he's just saying... Oh, saying it's just shielding, I think is what he's saying. Just so that he can cover the loading. But look at this in the north. Oh, it's gonna stop the crabs. Oh, there's. If the nuke gets there in time, maybe it'll be a good nuke, but it's gonna be a wide nuke to be fair. So maybe again, there's SMD coverage everywhere for Team 1, so it's not really gonna be worth it. Team 2's player of Smithers killed off by the crabs, and the chickens go in. The nuke is going to land right behind them. The chickens, oh, they probably could have waited a couple seconds. Maybe they wanted to make sure that everything dies right here. Maybe, but that's dead experiment. Those are probably all. That one's probably dead. That one's dead. Yeah, that one's dead. That one's dead. Those two are fine. So at the end of the day, Team 2 gets a decent chunk of mass, but it is now a 6v2. It is a 3-to-1 advantage. And Team 1's Azuros has built an artillery piece down here. So instead of all the way up top where his base is, he's just expanded upon... Wow, I mean, last video when I said use every square meter, or whatever I said in the thumbnail, he took that to heart and just spammed out the everything for all these pigeons and mass fabs. Nuke is outbound once again, and it's... Well, I wonder where it's going. That's a lot of income for Azuros. Jeez. 32 times... What does a single one produce again? 16. So let's just do 30 plus 32. That is 480. So 512 mass income from just those mass fabs I clicked on. That's just massive amounts. Where's the nuke? Did it just disappear? Where did it go? Did it get shot down? Maybe it got... Well, there's an SMB there. I'm confused. Where did that nuke go? I don't see an explosion in the air, so that's confusing. But anyway, Salvation online for Team 1. Where is it? It's right here in No Mander's base. And the... Oh, that looked really weird, that outline there. Lots of Team 1 PD spam. Lots of shields. Lots of SMDs. Protecting that thing immediately. The only downside, if it blows up, the YOLO lands up here to the north. That's where it went. I thought it was going for the artillery piece, but nope. It went for the big, giant, glowing target. Kaboom! Nice grab by that YOLO. YOLO, of course, being hit by Salvation fire. The shields are trying to hold, but Salvations are designed to take out shielding. You pair that with a Mavor, and good luck keeping shields online. Speaking of Mavor, is it done? It's almost done. T3 Pigeons are being built as we speak to surround it to increase its fire rate. PD's being built. Definitely need to build some T1s, and definitely need to build a heck ton more shields. Not just one, not just 30, but infinite shields. The Paragon is down. First game under is down. Second game under right here. YOLO is not feeling good. Oh, the pigeons are not helping. The pigeons aren't going to help. The engineers just get wiped out in that burst. One more pigeon will do it, and it'll be the end of the YOLO. Oh, there it goes. Second game ender is down. Dimitri 11 barely out of the blast radius. That's gotta hurt. That deserves a kaboom for sure. Yeah, see, pigeons. Yeah, you just don't. Yeah, it's just not. It's not worth the. It's not worth the pigeons. Granted, to be fair, had he A, had enough shielding, and B, had engineer still alive to assist the shielding, that's different. Are they just gonna destroy the wreckage? Honestly, I think that's what's happening. Maybe. Oh no, it looks like that's the residual ones. Anyway, in the East, Team 2 has been pushed back by a huge host of Autumns and Harbingers. Team 1's artillery pieces are still online. Second one is now online. SMD being loaded for a second time. They don't have to worry about nukes. They do have to worry about a Mavor. 42 minutes on the clock here. And Salvation Fire targeting the Mavor and deploying the traditional Starlifter T2 artillery. Not T2, T2 transport. Shields need to have been built a lot sooner than this. Oh, and the Pigeons are just going to wreck that Mavor, aren't they? Well, let's go look at what the Mavor is shooting at. We'll split it, take a look at that thing. Team 1's Quantum Typhoon teleports in. PD immediately opens fire, gets a rank in veterancy, will stave off death a little bit longer, needs to get another second vet, but doesn't, takes out nothing but a couple of PD and a couple of shields. But the Mavor goes down. What was the Mavor shooting at? Looks like he was shooting at No Man's Position, who has 2 Salvations online and going for another Paragon, because why not have one? Why not just have more? Wait, you can't have more than one. You have to always have more than one. I think that made sense in my head. Maybe it did. I don't know. The shield being heavily assisted. Look at that. Just coming right back online. Oh, but it's holding. It is holding for sure. But that Mavor shot might be enough. Oh, it barely doesn't get it. Oh, that was close. That was super, super close with that last Mavor shot. But the shielding does not crack. And Team 2's ASF in front of Team 1's main player, or main frontline player of Glenn. Oh, that wreckage is just absolutely annihilated. That's the second game ender. Oh, there's some wreckage there for that YOLO, but that Mavor definitely was a FU in particular kind of thing. 43 minutes on the clock here. 3 of the 4 game enders have made their appearance. Will we see number 4? I don't think so. With 3 Aeons on Team 1, I highly doubt it. Salvation right here, Salvation right here, Salvation right here, Salvation. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Salvations either started or built. Looks like the mass, or at least for the remaining units, really has been scooped up. No Mander been gifted a ton of the eco. And again, I will point this out. Adjacency does not transfer, so you have to transfer the mass storages as well for your teammate to gain the bonus of the adjacency. Because, yeah, you get all these mass storages, but they're not doing anything. So might as well get the adjacency as well. Just food for thought. Looks like Legend Lore, maybe he's gone. He has 4 mass income. There's that little mech over there and himself, and that's it. Maybe he had to go answer the door or something. But 1, 2, 3 of the satellites, 4 of the satellites, all the satellites are dead. Pigeons are hurting. Ropebird getting a teleporter. He still has some power to do so. Oh, but it's negative a metric ton. But it should be close to be building it pretty shortly. But again, even if he gets it online, Team 1 has multiple main bases online and a nuke. Team 2, they had a YOLO, it's gone. They had a Mavor, it's gone. They really don't have much left. Unless somebody has... Oh, okay, I see another Paragon for Dimitri. So maybe we'll see another Paragon. But we'll see counter Paragons for Team 1 and Team 2. I mean... We'll see. Another Paragon started for Azuros. And the air fight does happen. Strap Bombers came in and they kill off Nomander. Nice grab by Dimitri. Looks like he won the air fight at some point. I super missed that. I apologize for that. The air fight, I don't know when it happened. Where did it happen? That's not where it happened. Where did it happen? Was it over here? No, I don't even... Oh, looks like it happened over here, maybe. Oh, yeah, it happened over here. Look at that. Crabs and Colossi invading. Both of those Salvations are down. More of them, of course, are being constructed. And the Paragon still coming online. Looks like Azuros is actually building that one or owns that one. He's also owning this one. And he has his own Salvation. And he's going for shielding. Look at that. Look at that little box of engineers. Look at that. All nice and coordinated that those engineers. So Team 2 has air power, but can they make it materialize into something else? I don't know. Team 1 has 1 artillery over here and 2 down here. That should be enough to puncture most of the shielding for Team 2. Maybe if it's assisted enough, Team 2 can hold out. Maybe, but it's a Salvation. It puts out a lot of damage very quickly. I heard another explosion somewhere. Oh, it's over here with all these SACUs going down. Chicken goes down. Another chicken goes down. Another chicken goes. Those are 3 chickens, and all those colossi and crabs are like, please don't move, please don't move, please don't move, please don't move, please don't touch us, please don't touch us. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. And Dimitri, is he being targeted by that salvation? I think he's being targeted by that salvation. He keeps moving, and I think the artillery keeps following him. Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not, but it looked like it was. The Paragon is about to finish number 4 in terms of game renders going to be built. Number 2 Paragon, of course, we have the, where is it? It's up here. 3rd Paragon, almost going to tick over into the green, and then, oh, what's that? Oh, what that is. 4th Paragon is being ignored. Definitely don't blame him because that one's almost done down there. Tons of engineers around the map. Don't know what they're being used for, but they're doing something with it. And T3 artillery, because why not? And a nuke, of course, because why not? 1 is loaded. Does Team 2 even have any SMD coverage? Oh, that's just criminal. Team 2 has a, or is about to have a Paragon, and if that nuke launches immediately when that circle is done, that's just mean. There is an SMD up there, but it should be out of the... Oh, it should be out of the path of that nuke. Oh, that is not great for Team 2. That YOLO, not YOLO, that Paragon is done. Number 4 game render is done, and satellites are restarted here for Robert. And here goes the salvation spam. I don't recommend building it there, building it somewhere else, because that army can come in and wipe it out easily. Looks like the first Colossus is down. 1 Colossus and a crab remain. Just layer shielding, says Nomander. Yep, definitely agree with that. Just layer it, layer it, layer it. Strat bombers are inbound. Strat bombers are inbound. Does Team 1 get to have another Paragon or no? It's about to finish, but they go absolutely not worth it. Just get shields online. Those strat bombers are inbound. There might be enough. There is a decent amount of shielding and more of it being built all the time. Are they going? Oh, they're going for the salvation. They're not even going for the Paragon. They'll see it and go, oh, hello. Oh, please tell me it hits the... No, it doesn't. It does hit the shielding. Some strat bombers do go for the Paragon. It doesn't take out the Paragon or the salvation, but the shielding is hurt and more shielding is replenishing it. Clutch shielding, says no matter. Yep. And shielding is going down here for this Paragon. So Team 1 and Team 2 just cannot keep any experimentals online for any long period of time. There goes that one. Definitely could have diverted some of them over to here. There's not a lot of... I will say this. Not a lot of AA coverage anywhere. It's all been ASFs, so no stationary AA coverage. Definitely a oversight for both of these players, or both these teams, but mainly Team 1. Looks like the... Oh, no. Maybe the strat bombers aren't going to be enough. Maybe they should have devoted a little bit more attention to that Paragon. Nomander making... Thank goodness I told you to make shields, and he's like, yeah, it's a good thing I did. More explosions in the southeastern corner of the map. Team Robert control... What happened? I don't...
Strategic launch detected.
Oh, there goes the Paragon. That's gotta hurt. And the nuke is outbound. It's outbound from Glenn. I don't even have... I don't even know if I have a response that... I don't even... Well, see, that's where the comm died, I think, right here. Because it's a taller explosion. Because that's definitely a Billy Nuke explosion to the right, and then the comm was down there. I don't really know what happened, but the Team 1 torp launchers probably killed him. And Azuros is pretty much fine. Huh. Well, okay. Well, he stood in front of 2 nukes and was fine, so more power to him, I guess. Salvation is online. Nuke does land. It takes out a couple of frontline facilities and shields, but nothing too crazy. And the pings go down saying, target this thing. SMD going to be built. Second nuke online, maybe, question mark? Yep, about to come online. Team 1 does have a Paragon. There it is. But it is under some artillery and artillery and Colossus. Oh, that Paragon is dead there. Oh, there goes all the shielding, too. Oh, that's got to hurt. All of those land units that we saw stacked up here have all been brought back to base. There's an SMD. Well, I guess there's more SMD, so it's not a big deal. And Team 2 does not have nukes, but nobody, absolutely nobody can keep a game ender online long enough to really do much with it. Team 1, I think, got a little bit. Well, no, the Team 2 definitely got the YOLO a couple of strikes, and then they killed off Team 1's Paragon. Team 1's Paragon was able to get a couple of salvations online. But, man, no one can keep them online. It's almost like it's tainted, not tainted, but it's cursed or something. No game enders, no nothing, just regular nukes and artillery, it looks like, has been the thing that have lasted the longest for both these teams. There are these two artilleries still here. More shielding, to be fair, but still online. But they, I think, might max out somewhere. Let's see. Oh, no. They can hit everything on Team 2. Okay, never mind. Looks like there's an eye over here. Yep, one of the salvations is gone. Nobody can have nice things. Nobody can have nice things in this game. And Team 1, Dr. Fuzzy just steamrolling this position. Tons of chickens and monkeys and whatnot, but there's 2 crabs and a ton of bouncers and brick support. That's not going to stop them. I don't think Team 2 has enough left in the tank to fight back. It was a valiant effort, a lot of good plays from both teams. But man, it's not, unless Team 2 has another game ender somewhere that they're just keeping from me and they don't want me to find. Salvation, I mean, you can build that, that's fine. You're building this one, you're not building this one, you're building shielding on that one. You're building satellites down here. I mean, you have one, which is nice, but that's not going to do much, not in this economy. No salvations over here. All those land units go back to the front lines. Colossus somehow breaks through. No, the nuke goes down. The artillery almost done, and Glenn is like, whew, that was close. I think it'll take out a couple of NGs and nope, that'll be it, yep. And then Salvation still under construction. Salvation back up here. Not really going anywhere. And I thought there was one more Salvation somewhere, but maybe I was mistaken. Random T2 shield here for Legend Lord, because why not? Nomander says GG. Yeah, that was just not great. Another unshielded para. Yeah, it's just been nuts. There's so much just death and destruction. Team 2 really just got kicked in the knees when they lost 3 players before 25 minutes. That really did not hurt, did not help. And Strat Bomber is coming in to try to take out some crabs. It's going to maybe slow them down a tiny bit, but again, there's a lot of bouncers, so the answer to that question is no. Good luck with that. 53 minutes on the clock here. Team 2 has a second satellite online. They almost have a salvation online. I mean, that's not Game Ender itself, but again, there's a land army over here. There's a land army over here. There's 2 artilleries over here. There's another Paragon, because why not? Fuzzy one for us. Chad, unit builder. Yeah, he built a lot of units on this western side. Your spy planes didn't work, says Nomander. Oh, yeah, that's lines at well, I mean, after the bombing that came, yes, the spy planes were not going to work. Please don't hurt my ecos. This is oh my goodness. 1.4k. Team 2's Dimitri has 1.3k. He's producing, wow, that's a lot of income for Team 1, and that's without a Paragon. 3.8k versus 1.2. On principle alone, Team 1 wins the game. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! all the mass FAFs. How many? 43. PGens 49. Mexes and T3. Well, that's not what I wanted. That's 30. That's decent. That's decent junk. I was gonna say, do not tell me you're building something else. And it looks like Team 2's Nomander just goes, no, I'm good. See ya, bye. Oh, sorry, not Nomander. Dimitri says, nope, see ya, bye. I lost para to the worst edge nuke. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it wasn't great. And then all of us only had a para. Yeah, I will echo that from Azuris. I think collectively it was maybe 3 to 5 minutes of just somebody had a Paragon, they had it for a little bit, and then they lost it. So maybe each player got, like he said, maybe 3 minutes, maybe out of their Paragon. Not great in terms of Paragon longevity here for this game. But let me know down in the comments what you felt about the game overall. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I will see all of you in the next one. Oh, before I forget, MVP for me. I mean, look at that eco for Azuros. Like, look at that eco. It's just, that's so much. That's so much. This is his main base. That's right. This is where he started. This is his main base all the way down here. Look at, that's just, and he got a third one. Look at that. Yeah, it's hard, but everybody played very well. But I do think having just a ton of eco to just have, granted, it didn't amount to a whole lot because he still lost his Paragons, and he did a lot of land expansion, especially those Harbingers coming in for 2 kills. So I think the Harbingers plus the eco, plus trying to go for more game enders, plus having constant artillery on line, just poking and prodding at shielding, I think all of that kind of amalgamated into Team 1's, or at least part of Team 1's victory there. So again, let me know down in the comments what you felt. Again, I'll see all of you in the next one.